trend. However, from where price currently is to where we expect it to, long-term buy into long-term, this is about 260 plus pips. It's a lot of gap in between, right? Now, what do we see on the 4-hour time frame? On the 4-hour time frame, we can see that all of our Keltner channels have curved to the upside, which is basically signifying a buy move for AUD/USD on the 4-hour time frame. However, when you go on the 1-hour time frame, just wait for that to load up. Great. If you remember, if you joined our market color session on Tuesday, we had said that we wanted AUD/USD to sell back into a relevant level for us to now start continuing the buy, which it has did, and I still believe there's still more space for it to sell into before the buy move is resumed, right? So price sold all the way from where we had spoken last, from where we did our analysis previously to now. This is about over 70 pips that AUD/USD has gone to the downside, just like we analyzed, right? But I still see more downward move for AU. I still believe AUD/USD is going to sell all the way down here. You can see that it already broke below this Keltner channel here. It has gone back to retest our pullback. The Keltner channel is basically the pullback, right? So it has gone back to retest this. I expect it to sell, do one final lap to this point. And from where price currently is to where I expect it to sell into, this is over 60 pips, right? So it's a good enough trade. If we're able to catch this, it's good enough for the day. And then when it sells back into this trend, we're now going to resume the buy move that we see the 4-hour time frame doing. So let's go to 5-minute time frame and look for specific points of interest for us to sell, of course. Now, there are basically 4 things we do on this time frame, right? 4 things that we do on this time frame. Mark out yesterday's high. Day before yesterday's high. Day before yesterday's low. And then yesterday's low. So what do I want to see AUD/USD doing on this time frame, right? AUD/USD should retrace back first into this pullback, which we have here. If we retrace it back into this pullback and we see structure to the downside and our entry formed, we're going to continue selling AUD/USD. If price breaks above this level, the next place is going to find resistance is right here. This will now be our support level becoming present resistance, right? So if it trades all the way in here, gives us a structure to the downside and entry pattern formed, we're going to continue selling AUD/USD to what point? All the way into the trend on the 1-hour time frame. When price gets to this level, we will now continue buying AUD/USD, right? Then the next pair we're looking at is NZUSD. Let's look at NZUSD. On the weekly time frame, this guy is to the downside, structure, everything, the structure indicator you're looking at it, it's showing you a downward move. On the daily time frame, what do we see? Our trend is still sloping downward. Sunshine has been printed, so we should see a move downward. 4-hour time frame. Now the 4-hour time frame is showing us a bullish move or the formation of a new bullish trend, very similar to what we saw on AUD/USD, right? That's exactly what we're seeing here. So what do we expect NZUSD to do as well? Because this is how price moves, especially using our all-weather strategy, we've seen it several times play out. We want to see NZUSD retrace back a bit, maybe into this trend or the pullback. Remember, this is 4-hour time frame. When it gets to this level, we'll continue buying. So let's see what the 1-hour TF is doing. 1-hour time frame, you see there's still gap between where price currently is to where we expect it to sell into. However, for NZUSD, we have 2 areas we're looking at it's selling into before it continues the buy move. The first one is our pullback right here. So right down this level, 0.60596. The second level we see NZUSD selling into before the buy move is resumed, following the 4-hour time frame, of course, is the 0.59911. So these are the 2 areas we're hoping to find support from. If price sells in here, find support, form structure, gives us entry, we're going to buy. If it doesn't and keeps breaking lower, we're going to keep riding the sell till it gets here. So this is what you can do. When you find your entry, take it, right? When price gets around this level, take partials and then allow the rest to run. See if it is able to break below this level. If it breaks below this level, ride it all the way to where? To right here. So let's see the 5-minute time frame. We're just going to pretty much repeat the same process. 1, yesterday's high. 2, the before yesterday's high. Third level we're marking out is the before yesterday's low. And then the fourth level will now be yesterday's low. Now, if we're looking at the 5-minute time frame on NZUSD now, you see that it looks as if price testing the trend. So right now, I'm going to be watching NZUSD. If price breaks above this level and gives me an entry for a buy, I'm going to buy it all the way in here to define resistance. And this is about over 30 pips, right? This is over 30 pips. So most likely buy in here. It finds resistance here, continue selling to where we expect it to sell into. However, price can also break below this trend, retest it, and then just start to fall downward, right? So for NZUSD 5-minute time frame, go back to your screen after the market color session and keep watching. I'll be doing the same thing as well. If price breaks above, retest, forms my entry pattern for a buy, I'm going to attempt a buy from here to here. 30 pips, I'm out. So it's very little. I'm going in for very little. However, if price breaks below this level, it still maintains the same target. We're still saying NZUSD will most likely sell before it buys. However, there could be a buy to sell, right? And yeah, so the next pair we are going to be looking at is the USD card. So what do we see here? For the USD card, you can still see that our trend, which is the red lines you see, is still sloping upward, giving us some sort of bullish move, right? An overall bullish bias. However, look at all of the sunshines we've had printing, and they keep printing to the downside. They keep printing to the downside, right? Let's see 1 hour. 1 hour, however, is still sloping upward, but it has printed sunshine. So what do we expect? A little reversal. Now, this sunshine that I keep mentioning doesn't necessarily mean that price is not just going to keep buying and reprint. Of course not. And that's where our lower time frame analysis comes in, and seeing very specific details that we need to see before we now decide to go along with what the market is doing, right? This can always be reprinted, but the 5-minute time frame is on the same route to our analysis, then of course we're going to take advantage of it. So let's see the daily time frame, and on the daily time frame, price is up. On the 4-hour time frame, this guy is looking like it wants to slope down. So if USD card does this, we'll most likely be seeing a continuation of the buy trend. On the 1-hour time frame, price has broken below our channel's momentum is to the upside, right? So a little reversal. I'm not even interested in catching this reversal because it looks too tight, right? A little reversal here, and we most likely will continue the buy of USD card. So let's see what 5-minute time frame is doing. Mark out the 4 basic levels we always look at using all weather on the 5-minute time frame. Right? So this is pretty much done. Now, you're looking at the USD card 5 minutes, it's the sell move, it's starting to look, it's clearer on the 5-minute time frame. Price came, it retested yesterday's high, it's breaking structures to the downside. It has gone to retest our momentum, right? However, it is now inside the pullback and it has formed sunshine. So as we tested our day before yesterday's high. So what is stopping USD CAD from doing this? You just keep buying, right? So as we tested this level, you could just do this. Or you could break below this level, retest, and sell into this trend or into this other level here. So for USD CAD, I'm going to be watching closely after this market color session back on my desk. Of course, I'm going to be watching closely to see what it eventually does, and of course, go along with the move. Go along with the move, right? If you're not aware, there is a TDA plus group where entries are dropped in, specific entries, specific exits, specific take profit levels, SLs, all of that good stuff. There's a group for that. So if you like to join the market color session and then trade alongside the analysis that we did together here this morning, by all means, sign up for that group. It's totally free. All you have to do is open an account with Okta, right? Use the link to open an account, fund your account, send us proof, and then we are going to go along with the move. And that's why we're selling a USD CAD be buying. When it comes to USD CAD, right, you know, Canadian dollar is also in sync with the USD CAD, right? So these two different factors, the base and the quote currency that are moving USD CAD. So sometimes if USD CAD is buying, it could either be that Canadian dollar is the mover of that, or USD is the one in charge. What lot size do you recommend for a $100 account? So it depends. Do you intend to use that as your total capital and then divide it into certain number of trades you're willing to take on that account? There's a tool you can use, mforex.com, right? Use that. Just type in your browser mforex.com, and it's going to show you everything you need to see, right, for your specific lot size. So I really hope we took advantage of the AUD-USD sell that we spoke about on Tuesday. I really hope we did, because you see how much it has covered already. It has gone over 70 pips. I still see room for AU to the downside, right? So we're going to keep watching to see what it does. All right, so up next, my colleague is going to come on board and is going to take us through NAS 100, US 30, and other pairs he's been looking at so far. So we're going to go on a very short break, and we're going to be back shortly to continue today's market color session. Thank you very much. Cheers and God bless.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. Come back to the second part of this market follow analysis, the London session of today being 23rd, 2024. Welcome back once again. So we'll be going straight into the charts to see what we have for indices. And by indices, I mean US 30, NAS 100, also S&P 500, if time permits, out this morning. So quickly, we had analysis on NAS on Tuesday, where overall very bearish across both US 30 and NAS 100 were bullish, sorry. We're overall bullish. However, we started seeing signs of bearish signature on US 30, but we said we wouldn't take any action yet, as we've not seen a proper break of structure to the downside, right? So give me a few minutes. I'm waiting for my charts to load. Let me reload the page again. So we saw something like a divergence yesterday happen on what's it called now? US 30 and also NAS 100. Apologies, it's taking its time to load this morning. We saw US 30 sold what's it called massively, while the opposite happened on NAS 100 yesterday. Yesterday, yes, yesterday. So on NAS 100, I caught a buy trade both on US 30 and NAS 100. However, for NAS 100, it was very clear, very obvious. If we can remember, we can recall clearly during the London, not London now, the New York London session, the New York market color session on Tuesday by 3 p.m. I told the people that were online, I told them that I wouldn't be doing anything until I see candle sprints, like 2, 3, 4 hours of candles printing, so I can get clear idea of what to do in this market. Because as at then, we were somewhere around here on Tuesday. Give me a sec. Yes, on Tuesday, yes, we are somewhere around here. So there wasn't so much. Price was trying to fill this imbalance here. So there wasn't so much I was expecting as far what to do in the market. It just sat on my hands, and then I had to wait patiently. However, by Wednesday, we've had enough data, enough candle prints in the market. So it gave me a clear bias as to how to enter this market. And this was like a kind of setup in this market color, something we discuss over and over again, which is structure and liquidity. Market structure, I want to see market structure. Overall, from the weekly time frame, we know that we have been very, very much bullish. Very, very much. Overall, we are bullish, right? And then we've not even seen signature of bearish sign on US 100, to be specific. We've not seen any signature of the bearish sign so far yet. On daily, it's also the same thing. So the same thing. Price gave us this kind of indecision candle that was giving an indication that we might be entering into a very time, but then we are seeing now that that is not holding again, because the next candle printed even way above. And of course, this is Thursday. Can get to Friday and everything changes. But as per the price action we are currently seeing at this moment, we are very, very much bullish across board. Also, the same thing on 4-hour time frame. We are seeing the same bullishness across board. We are very bullish across board, right? From H4 to daily to weekly, it is very bullish. So what am I trying to do now? This is giving me a frame. I'm trying to frame my bias on the lower time frame as to how I'm going to engage in this market. And I was waiting for price to do what it wants to do. On Tuesday, Wednesday, it gave that structure. We saw a clear sweep of this liquidity. Yeah, right? As at Tuesday, this looked like price was feeling this imbalance and then tapping into this other block, which clearly it did. This tap into this other block. And also again, if we can see that it tapped into this other block and broke this structure point here. Broke this structure point here, which is very much valid. However, after the break of this structure point, you can consider that this was a sweep, right? This was a sweep. Price swept through this place, and then what next? Before it broke this structure point, we saw it gave us this liquidity, structural liquidity here, which we serve as fuel for price to consume it when it's coming back to pick all of our orders around here. Going to the lower time frame is going to see it very much clearer. Let me see. Sorry, took the trade on 15 minutes. Exactly. So what do we see here? We saw this liquidity, this structural liquidity line above here. I wanted price to just tap into and then consume it and serve as fuel for it to push price to the upside. What are we seeing here? Below this sweep of liquidity that we had here, there was this other block resting patiently for us to tap into. Price actually tapped into it the first time, but that doesn't stop us, since the overall bias is the overall trend in the market is a bullish trend. So you can as well tap into it as many times as possible. So price tap into this place, and of course this low becomes our protected low. This same setup happened on NAS, not NAS now, US 30. However, it didn't hold that much. It only got 1.25 RR. on that trade. Not 1 is to 2.5 RR. 1 is to 2.5 RR on that particular trade on US30. I'm going to show shortly how we also got that. And then from here, the overall TP is typically this guy here, because we're expecting it to be cleared and for price to form a new what's it called, high. What did we see? 1 is to 5. 1 is to 5. We're out already on this guy. There's a lot of spike here, which will trigger a lot of emotion, especially if you are new into the game. With this spike here will trigger a lot of emotion. To you close, to you not close, it happens. But ultimately, price, we saw a break of structure, and then even price did way more than that. This is 1 is to 10 or so, but the modest sincere RR was here, right? Anything above here was just probably after taking enough from the market, 80%, 90% off the table. Just want to allow the rest to run and see how you can maximize the entire trend. So this is what we have on US 100, that's NASDAQ. Now, but what am I saying for today? Today, I'm very, very patient. I'm very, very patient. Expecting price to come to this entire level, right? This kind of weak imbalance that I'm seeing here. Expecting price to come to this entire level to feel all of this. To feed all of this, or even tap into this other block. However, there's also a fair value gap above, resting above here. Resting above here. So of this level 1 is bound to hold, right? Price tapping into all of this, and then we'll continue the movement to the upside, or it tap into this other block, and then we'll see a rejection to the upside. We get at least 1 is to 3. This trade is kind of a very one of those days in the market. The usual ideal setup is 1 is to 3 and I'm out of the market. But this looks very clean, very neat. Then look to maximize it. That's why we're able to get 1 is to 5 RR. But we will have gotten even far more than that. 1 is to 10 on a single trade. But then that's if you held all through without closing any position. It's truly, it takes audacity to do that, right? This is US 100. It can reverse 100% of the entire thing it has given. So you have to be careful in managing trades when it comes to NAS 100. So for today, like I said, I'm just looking at price, not doing anything in terms of placing any money in this market for today. Just seeing how price is going to react to this level first, and then see the overall reaction at this level, this weak imbalance, and then even price tapping into this other block. See how it's going to continue. If we see a very good price action, then we might look to continue the buy movement to the upside, right? But that will be all for US30 on NAS on US30. Sorry, that'll be all for NAS 100 on US30. Now, I'm seeing something very interesting, which yesterday bothered me, but then it's one of those things in the markets where usually their price action move in tandem. That's NAS 100 across board. They have almost similar price action. That's US30, NAS 100, and S&P 500. They have almost the same price action. But sometimes S&P 500 and NAS 100. But sometimes you just see that divergence in US30. I was expecting it to also fly yesterday. However, that wasn't the case. It just did a little push to the upside and then tanked to the downside, which is also understandable because sometimes their price action is entirely in as much as they are in sync, it's a different asset class altogether, right? And so, or they have their own unique price action, I mean to say. So yesterday I had a setup on US30 also. I was very bullish on US30, and because it's the overall time frame has been bullish. The overall time frame has been bullish. So there was no point in me seeking to sell, right? I had not had any, what's it called, sell bias at all. So I just looked to buy and to buy alone. However, the case became different when we saw price broke this structure level, the downside. Even till now, I'm still overall very bullish on it. just beginning to consider sell just this morning after doing non-personal analysis. They're looking at sell opportunity that can maximize from this market, right? There's no point being rigid about your bias. Once you see price action doing something different, you switch bias immediately. So this is what I saw on NAS on US 30. Sorry. Let me show us. Okay. Kind of not the usual kind pattern, as it wasn't as obvious on US 30 like it was on NAS 100, but it's still the same thing. If you get the idea, if you get the concept, you see what I'm trying to say. Okay. We had a sweep around this region. Price swept through all of this low. Let me draw it out. Price swept through all of this low, right? And then they expected this guy to be a protected low, that nothing is going to come and disrupt this buy, right? Nothing is going to come and disrupt this buy. And then we had our raw targets to be here. First target is 1:3. The lowest target to be here. Even here actually. Right? So from point of entry, where is our structural liquidity? Because there must be structural liquidity that will serve as foil. The aim of structural liquidity is to attract price to that level, right? You know, liquidity is like fuel. So to attract price to that level, and that will consume that price will consume that level to move in the opposite direction. So what did you see? Price came through here and then did all of this drama. On this place, what did we see here? Our overall target was here, like US 100, that's NASDAQ. However, price did not get to that place. Price only did 1:3, and then boom, we saw a tank to the downside. 1:3, comfortable 1:3, right? And then we saw a tank to the downside. So the usual thing is once I see price do 1:2, bring my SL to break even, right? So we can run risk free on that particular trade. One price get 1:3, bring price to 1:1, so that you can take something off the table, or even 1:2, right? So that's how we manage to trade here. So overall, this was our target overall, to be very honest. But then the moment price got here, started seeing some kind of rejection, funny rejection around this level, I knew it was going to do something very different. So we left here at 1:3. Actually, this is 1:4, but this is 1:3 that I think we left. Yeah, left somewhere around here, 1:3. So what am I looking at on US 30 for today? US 30, I am waiting to see if this is actually a signature that price has begun to turn in terms of the overall direction, probably a retracement from this long push we've had so far. Excuse me. This overall bullish trend we've seen so far. This is like a slight retracement, right? However, the retracement is to which level? It's to which level? So this is 23.60 level. I'm watching all of this price action to see if this other block is going to hold. Like if it's going to if the bearish pressure is going to continue, then we should be expecting it coming to 50%. 50%. However, we are looking at US 30, US 100. That's not giving that sign. And also S&P 500 has also not started its own bearish trend. So one of these, what we call SMC divergence, right? Where one of the pairs, closely correlated pairs, is doing something different from the rest of the pairs in that group. So I'm looking at how this is going to react, how price is going to react to all of this. H4 looks somehow very interesting. No, H4, H1. I saw something this morning on H1, which is quite interesting. Let me show us. Price might be coming heading for this fair value gap. Exactly. This fair value gap. 50% of this fair value gap, and then we see continuation to the upside. 50% of this fair value gap, it also aligns with this breaker block at the middle. Let me draw the feed so we can get it. Okay. So price might be heading for this 50% of this entire fair value gap, aligning with this breaker block, and then we see a reaction, either a little reaction, and by little reaction can be as little as 100 pips or 70 pips when it comes to US30. So I might see that move and then capitalize on it to push it to the upside, or after just that little reaction, we'll see tank to the downside, clearing all of this previous low. And once that happens, I know from the daily time frame that we are heading to 50% of the entire swing that was formed on daily time frame. So that is what I'm looking at on US30 for now. I'm seeing price coming into this level. If it should push further, I'm going to short it to this level. Actually, if it should shoot even further up, I'm going to look for sales to sell to this level. And then from this level, I'm going to know whether price is heading to the upside or to the downside. If it's to the downside, then we should be ready for a change, short-term change of trend, which is bearish. And also, we should also start anticipating that happening on both US 100, that's NASDAQ, and S&P 500, right? So, guys, that's what I'm expecting on the indices asset class for now. But today, we're just patient to see how price is going to react to all of these levels. Please, if you have any question, we can begin to ask a question in the chat box. You can ask a question. If you have any commentary, you can drop your comments in the chat box. Any gray area you want us to answer together, to look into together, more specific to US 30, NAS 100, and S&P 500, we can drop our questions in the chat box, our commentary in the chat box, right? So while we do that, I'd like to remind us once again that Traders Bootcamp Abuja is coming up on the 30th and the 31st of May 2024. Ensure you are there, ensure you prepare, ensure you plan your way, and clear your schedule to be there. Do everything possible in your capacity to ensure that you don't miss the events. You are there live, getting the information firsthand, there. Some section like the market color, of course, we said is going to be streamed, or others part of the event might not be streamed because of the sensitivity of the information we're going to be sharing there. So ensure you're there. The registration link is still up. You can just type it www.dfthub.link/TBC Abuja, right? Spread the gospel of this bootcamp. It's a bootcamp, like we used to say. It's not the usual motivation, aspire to acquire kind of. We're going to do that, but then the bulk of the meeting is actually a training section, practical, technical session. We're going to teach. We're teaching on the box strategy. Actually, this session, we're going to be more comprehensive about, right? The strategy, the money management part, the risk management part of the strategy, and the psychology of everything as being a trader, how to approach trading as a business, the part of trading bots also, right? A 9-to-5 worker, and you don't have time on your hands, you can leverage automated trading, how to do that, how to know the right bots, how to scale up on bots, and all of this will be shared and discussed in detail, practical things to do, not just outline, practical step you can follow. All right, guys, that'll be the end of today's market scholar session. I see we have no question yet. we have no question for now, and that's good. So we'll reconvene at 3 p.m. for the New York market color session. Make sure you're there. Don't miss it for anything. Trying to see if there's any question. No question, guys. So thank you so much for your time. We say a very big thank you to all that were part of the market color session this morning. Cheers and God bless. I wish you all a profitable trading day today. All right, guys. Cheers and God bless. Bye.